This is the plaintiff, Terry Prideaux. He says he worked for the defendant at a theater festival and had an accident where he fell down the stairs in the theater and fractured his tibia. The defendant asked him to rent his laptop for an agreed-upon price, but once he found out he filed a workman's compensation lawsuit, he cut off all communication with him. Some people. He's suing for $2,338.46, the money he's owed. This is the defendant, John Chatterton. He says he runs an off-Broadway theater festival, and when he broke his leg, he needed his laptop for the show because it was loaded with sound effects. The plaintiff lent him the laptop for the show and then a month later demanded a check for rental. They never had any agreement for rental. The guy's grasping at straws, and he owes zilch. He's accused of copping out on a computer rental.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff worked at the defendant's festival, fell down some stairs and broke his tibia. And when he filed a workers' compensation claim, the defendant retaliated by stiffing him on the computer bill. The defendant says there was never any agreement to pay. It's the case of butt hurt and out of luck.
Thank you, Douglas. Terry Prideaux,
Yes, ma'am.
you are suing John Chatterton. Presents Incorporated, doing business as Midtown International Theater Festival, represented by John Chatterton. You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay. For $2,338.46 for the rental of a MacBook Pro for 4 days. Wow, I'm in the wrong business. Okay. Tell me what happened.
I was working for him. I was hired as a technical director
For what?
for one of his festivals that he has.
Okay, and what festival was this?
The Midtown International Theater Festival.
And tell me about that.
We're just finishing our 18th season in New York City. We're a festival for off-Broadway plays, which are plays that have not yet made it off-Broadway, let alone on Broadway.
Okay.
And we give them an outlet to perform their work. We rent the theater, hire the staff, do the box office, publicity, and so on.
Okay, now do you own the theater or you rent the theater?
No, I rented the theater.
Okay, and then so how do you eat?
Yeah, we make money by praying mostly. But seriously, we sell tickets.
Right.
We work out a ticket split with shows, which has
Okay.
evolved over the years.
Okay, tell me the nature of the employment of this gentleman with you.
One part of the festival is called the Short Play Lab, and it consists of a repertory of 10-minute plays that go bang, bang, bang for 2 hours. And Terry, for 6 or 7 years, has been masterminding the tech side of that, which means organizing all the sound and light cues in advance and then playing them for the actual productions
Okay,
as they come on.
and he gets paid how much for that?
Lately, he's been working for the festival as a whole, of which the Short Play Lab is a part, and he gets paid by the hour.
Do you work there every day?
I worked
For
every
years?
day out of the festival.
Out of the festival, okay.
Out of all the
And
festivals.
do you receive a W-2?
1099.
1099. A W-2 would be where an employer takes out your taxes, you're an
Yeah.
employee of the outfit. A 1099 is when somebody hires you as a freelancer, I guess, and then they just have to tell the government, listen, I paid this gentleman X, I didn't take any taxes out. That way the government can keep track of whether you're pocketing X or paying your fair share of taxes. Would that be fair?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead. So you're at the location and something bad happens. What happens?
On October 28th, I was taking a director up to the technical booth to show her the lights and sounds so we can go over whatever sound cues she needed to go over with me. As we're going up the stairs, I fell back down the stairs.
How did that happen?
Lost footing. It was like almost like a vertical,
Really steep?
really steep.
Is there a handrail?
There was no handrail. There was no safety lights.
Okay.
Ended up fracturing my tibia right below my left knee. Also caused AFib in my heart.
Okay. Did you go to the hospital?
I was in Lenox Hill Hospital for about a week.
Okay.
And followed by 3 months of being homebound, followed by another 3 months of physical therapy.
Okay.
That day, I received a call asking about, I called the defendant, told him about the accident, and he asked, can I use your computer? It's like, yes, I'll have to rent it to you.
Okay, so he asked, can I use your computer because your computer has the sound effects?
It didn't have the sound effects, because all the sound effects that I have whenever I do stuff is on a thumb drive,
Is what?
is on a
On a
flash
drive.
drive.
Oh, okay, so he had the drive, but he just was being super cautious?
I don't know. I don't understand why you need the computer.
Okay, so you say, I will rent you the computer?
Yeah,
For
because,
1,200, I'm sorry, how much is it you're suing for? You're suing for
For
800?
$1,200, originally $1,200, and when I stopped hearing from him,
You added another 1,200?
no.
Yes.
Every
You're
month-
suing for $1,138.46
yes.
for late fees at 10% a month. Do you have a written agreement with him to it? Because I could buy 2 laptops for that amount of money, so I'm trying to figure out what happened. You filed a workers' compensation claim, right?
Yes.
That didn't go well for you, did it?
Actually, it was already heard yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
I won the case yesterday.
What did you win?
I won $2,100 for now.
What's for now mean?
That's $2,100 judgment. Then they have to do a medical examination for me.
Okay, and were you present at the workers' comp yesterday?
Yes, I was.
And if he's an independent contractor who gets paid by a 1099 on a temporary festival, how did he win a penny?
I'd love to ask the judge that. She,
Felt sorry for him?
no, she found, as a matter of fact, that he was an intermittent employee, which I guess is
Because you hire him over and over?
I've hired Terry for,
So I guess that's
For a lot,
so I guess
thanks.
someone in your position who's running an off Broadway theater company and praying for profits needs to never hire anybody twice now.
So, this guy falls down the stairs at a festival. Is the festival owner automatically responsible for his injury?
Yes, of course. That's why he pays the insurance.
Yeah, but even though he pays insurance, what did he do wrong? What did the owner do wrong?
Maybe he just didn't do enough, like putting stuff on.
I fell down the stairs.
His mom should have told him how to walk.
Out of luck?
Out of luck.
Okay. What do you say, sir?
No, he's not responsible unless there was a hazardous area or he was negligent. If it's a simple fall, you got to watch where you put your steps.
So it is, if there's no negligence, there's no liability.
In my opinion, no.
Okay, I think you got a good opinion going inside the courtroom.
I talked with another gentleman, Tony Mann, who ended up stepping in and replacing Terry that day in the afternoon at the theater. And I said, boy, I really wish I could borrow Terry's computer because who knows, there might be stuff on it that we need. So Tony acted as a middleman, went to see Terry in the hospital. So I have an affidavit from Tony as to what exactly that conversation.
May I see that? Because that would
Yes,
be good
ma'am.
for the judge to have.
Yes, I've already.
No, I haven't seen it in any of the evidence, but okay, that's
I
fine.
scanned it and sent it to.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Okay. I was asked to go to the venue and finish the tech and run the lab. When Terry went to the hospital, he left some of his belongings at the venue. Among them was a backpack, some binders with theater information, and his laptop. I called Terry at the so you left your laptop behind.
Because I was taken away on the
I got it.
ambulance.
I called Terry at the hospital that day and spoke with him. I told him I could return his belongings to him at the hospital that night. He said that I could use the laptop because we were told the workshop's computer didn't work. His laptop screen went to a screensaver, so I tried the workshop computer. It worked. I used that instead for the short playlist. I didn't even use it. I visited Terry in the hospital after work that night and returned his backpack. He said I could hold on to the laptop and return it to him later. He did say something at one point about charging John Chatterton, but I said he could discuss that with John, as I am not authorized to make such decisions. Terry emailed me and informed me that Dana was going to visit him in the hospital and that I should give her the laptop, which I did. That's all he knows. What discussions did you have with Terry about renting the laptop?
That didn't happen for several months when he asked me.
So that's not, okay. See, what happens later when someone says, I want money, is not relevant to me. I am not in the business of charity. I am in the business of enforcing contracts. So if there is a contract between you two, that is the only thing that concerns me. A contract consists of this. You say you can use my computer, but only if you pay me X. And he says, okay. But I need to make sure there's a contract before the use or not use of the computer. Did you ever agree, not later to maybe pay him something because you feel bad because he fell, did you ever agree before the fact to pay him $1,200 for the use of his computer?
No, Your Honor.
Did he ever agree to pay you $1,200 before the fact for the use of the computer?
No, but I do have an email saying he acknowledged receipt of the invoice.
So that's just, the invoice is just something you make up later. You see? So that's not enforceable. I am ruling in this case in favor of the defendant. That's my judgment.
All right.
So this is a little complicated, but it's important to know. Falling down the stairs, if the festival owner did nothing wrong, he is not responsible for paying the medical bills, period. But if the worker files a workers' comp claim, you don't have to prove negligence to get workers' comp. And the festival owner is responsible for workers' comp in a situation like that. So ultimately, the worker can get paid.